Hello everybody. So I am sure all of you have saw Black Panther, and I know that it gave you life like it gave me life. I've been reading a lot of commentary regarding what people thought about Black Panther. I agree with most of them, and some things I did not agree with. So here's my thoughts. Specifically on two characters, and I'll talk a little bit about the other characters. We're going to start with Killmonger. A lot of people are comparing him to Malcolm X. I don't compare him to Malcolm X. I think Killmonger is just as any other black male that's been oppressed in the United States. He wants to avenge his hurt, his pain, his oppression by what has happened to him. A lot of us know our history or heard about our history, read about our history, and at the same time we're in this state of oppression and we're angered by it. So I think Killmonger's revenge, so to say, was fueled by his hurt and his pain. You have to remember his father told him who he was, told him where he came from, but he was living in a state of oppression at the same time. So, his father was taken from him, everything was taken from him, and he just wanted to revenge, fueled off of anger. Remember that. I understood his hurt, I understood his pain very well. But his tactics, I did not agree with. Because he didn't think with his head, he thought with the anger that was fueled. And he reacted on that. Even how he treated his own people, if they didn't do what he wanted them to do, he was going to hurt them. I didn't understand that. The way how he respected or disrespected women. He killed his own girlfriend. He killed one of the soldiers. And he was willing to kill anyone who did not follow what he wanted to do. So, he made some very good statements in the movie, and I understood him all the way. But by any means that I compare him to Malcolm X. I believe, just like a lot of black males in the United States, they need to have guidance. They need to have grooming, someone to help them, guide them into channeling that anger. It's not being weak at all. You don't have to puff out your chest. You don't always have to be angered and quick to act to be a man. By any means, am I a man? No. But you have to realize the bigger picture. It's not always about you and how you feel at that moment. It's always about the outcome. Now, in Black Panther, I do not agree with comparing him to Martin Luther King or Barack Obama. Martin Luther King and Barack Obama are their own man. And Black Panther, I saw him as a black man who had the guidance of a leader, a father. So he was groomed, he was loved. He knew his heritage, he knew his people, he knew what they can do, what they were about. And he had a good heart. He wanted to serve. At the same time, he had the weight of all of his people on his shoulders. He knew it could not just be about what he wanted to do, nor what other leaders or elders wanted him to do, because the world was changing, things were happening. And not by any means do I call that being weak. He used his head. One thing that his father said to him that stood out to me is that, he said to Black Panther, to T'Challa, you have a good heart. And that is not always good for a leader is to have a good heart, because there are going to be some hard decisions that you have to make. Very hard decisions. And that you can bring that back into today's day. There are some hard decisions that all of us have to make at times, especially the leaders, because you can't think about what you want to do, what you feel is best at that moment for that particular person. You have to think about the whole outcome, how it's going to affect everyone in the long term. So I respect him as well on what he did. I know a lot of people were saying, oh, how did he bring other people into our secretive country and things like that. I don't know about that part. I really didn't quite understand. Maybe just because it was a movie and they had to have different characters to do something to make it seem like it's unified in some way. But I believe, although that was a movie, that we can be just as unified with our people and do such great things and come up out of the oppression and the rut that we're constantly dealing with every day, only if we know who we are. So you have to really do some soul searching to find out who are you? Do you really know who you are and what you're capable of? Because we have allowed, or we're continuing to allow the same state of mind to happen all over and over and over and over again. And if you have the same state of mind, we're going to get the same outcome. There has to be changes in order to have change. So I love the movie, and I know it's fictional, but it had so many subliminal messages, so many messages. If you really just stop looking at just the action and just read through the lines, we too can be Wakanda. We too can be unified. We too can teach, nurture, guide our own children. We too can do this. But you first must know who you are.